Have you been eating in a calorie deficit for weeks or even months? You feel like you're doing everything right, but the scale still isn't moving. If this sounds familiar, it might be that you are doing everything right, but maybe your metabolism is slowed down. And in today's video, I'm breaking down exactly how to fix that using one of two very powerful tools: reverse dieting or diet breaks. The solution is not always eating less. I'm gonna break down what's the difference between reverse dieting and diet breaks, what do each of them mean, how they differ, and how to determine which one is better for you, where you're at in your fat loss or body recomposition journey. And then depending on which one you think might be best for you, reverse dieting or diet breaks, I'm gonna show you exactly how to implement each of these into your current plan so you can fix your metabolism and start losing fat again. So let's get right into it. But first, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get a notification whenever I release a new video just like this one every single week. So let's start with a quick science refresher and explain what happens to your metabolism when you're eating in a calorie deficit, because this is very important to understand. When you eat in a calorie deficit for a long period of time, your metabolism naturally adapts. This is called metabolic adaptation. And basically what that means is your body becomes more efficient at functioning with fewer calories, meaning it burns less energy throughout the day. You might notice you're feeling more tired, your workouts feel harder, you're not recovering as well after your workouts. This doesn't mean that your metabolism is broken, but it could definitely be slowing down. And that's where a diet break or a reverse diet can really help. Basically, your body is smart and it wants to conserve energy because it thinks that food is scarce. So less food coming in, your body says, uh-oh, we're getting less calories. We're gonna learn how to function with less calories. This is where after about 12 weeks or even 6 to 8 weeks of dieting in a steep calorie deficit, you might hit a plateau. And a plateau means basically 2 or 3 weeks where you've been consistently losing on the scale, and then 2 or 3 weeks where there's no movement on the scale. And it's not necessarily because your plan or what you were doing stopped working. It just means your metabolism has now adapted to that lower calorie range. And this is exactly where diet breaks or reverse diets can come into play and be very helpful. Now let's do a deep dive on what is a diet break and what is a reverse diet and how are they different. A diet break is a planned temporary period of eating at or close to maintenance calories after spending an extended period of time in a calorie deficit for fat loss. It's not necessarily giving up or cheating on your diet. It's a strategic break that helps your mind and your body recover from the stress of dieting so you can continue losing fat efficiently. You're not overeating, you're not binge eating, you're just eating enough to maintain your current weight, not lose weight, not gain weight. And usually in a diet break, this means eating about 10 to 20% more calories than you were in your calorie deficit, or depending on each individual, returning back to maintenance calories. So to summarize it all up, a diet break is just a 1 to 2 week short strategic break from your calorie deficit in hopes to reset your metabolism, boost your energy for a few weeks, reset your hormones, and just basically give you a little mental break as well from that deficit before you go back into your deficit with hopes that you can reboot your fat loss again. So if that's a diet break, then what is a reverse diet and how does it differ from a diet break? A reverse diet is usually done once you've done a deficit, diet break, deficit, and you've reached or you're very close to your fat loss or body weight goals. You will do a reverse diet back up to maintenance calories to maintain the results you achieve. And with a reverse diet, there's a few different ways to do it, but the most common way is to gradually increase your calories in small steps, meaning about 100 to 150 calories per week until you reach your maintenance calories. So a typical reverse diet could take about 4 to 8 weeks, depending on how many calories you're adding each week and what your maintenance calories are. So think of a reverse diet as a recovery phase after a diet, and it's used to help you maintain your new body composition long term. And just going a little bit deeper into signs that you might need a diet break. So number one, you've been dieting for at least 6 to 12 weeks, like I said, consistently, and you were seeing weight loss results or fat loss results, and that is stalled for about 2 to 3 weeks. It might be a sign that your body needs a little bit of a reset. Number two is you're feeling what I call diet fatigue, constant hunger, low motivation or energy, poor recovery from your workouts, and just overall mental burnout. These are classic signs that maybe a short 1 to 2 week break from your deficit is definitely needed. Another sign is you're really close to your goal, but you've plateaued. As your body fat decreases, your body becomes more resistant to further loss. And a short diet break can help kind of unstick this plateau by restoring your hormonal balance and your metabolic rate. And lastly, A great time to do a diet break is if you have a big vacation coming up or a very stressful event in life or a lot of work or something where you know it's going to be very hard for you to stay in your deficit. You can plan the 4 to 6 weeks prior to this event, you are in your calorie deficit, and then for that 1 or 2 week vacation or time in life, you can plan a diet break during that time to kind of relieve the stress of trying to stay in your deficit during your vacation or during a stressful event. I just want to take a minute to thank today's video sponsor, Element, one of my go-tos for replenishing my electrolytes after sweaty workouts. Electrolytes are so important for so many functions in the body, including hormonal regulation, nutrient absorption, and fluid balance. Sometimes water just isn't enough, and Element has the perfect balance of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. And better yet, 0 artificial sweeteners, no sugar, and no junk. Element can help prevent and eliminate headaches, muscle cramps, fatigue, sleeplessness, and other common symptoms of electrolyte deficiency. Right now, you can get a free 8-count sample pack of Element's most popular drink mix flavors with any purchase. Get yours at drinkelement.com/Michelle. This deal is only available through my link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/Michelle. So now let's talk about if you want to implement a diet break or if you want to implement a reverse diet. How do we do that? So let's start with a diet break. If you've decided, yeah, Michelle, I've been eating in a calorie deficit for 20 weeks, and yeah, my fat loss is stalled, I'm tired, I'm not recovering well from my workouts, everything you just said is pointing to me that I need to do a diet break, but I'm a little bit scared because I'm so used to eating my 1,500 calories or 1,600 calories. I'm scared to go up to 2,000. I'm scared to gain weight. Let me show you how to implement a diet break so that you don't have to worry about all that. Step 1, you're going to calculate your new calorie target. So again, that's going to be roughly 10 to 20% more calories than you've been eating, or your maintenance calories. So let's say you've currently been eating 1,600 calories in your calorie deficit, and say your maintenance calories are 2,000 calories. You can go up to 19 or 2,000 calories for that 1 to 2 weeks. You are going to make sure you keep your protein high, so at least that 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of your body weight, or at least 30 to 35% minimum of your daily calories coming from protein to help preserve your lean muscle and prevent fat gain. And you're gonna add your calories mostly from carbs. This is a great way to restore glycogen levels, boost your leptin and thyroid hormones, maintain your same workouts that you've been doing, and then monitor your weight and energy. So you can expect your scale weight to increase just slightly. This is due to glycogen stores and water, not necessarily body fat. So for that 1 to 2 weeks, you should feel more energized, sleep better, and actually see an improvement in your performance at the gym or wherever you do your workouts. If you're concerned about increasing your calories in a diet break and you're concerned you're gonna lose all your progress, just think it's 1 to 2 weeks. Food is fuel. I am fueling my body. And the simplest way to do that is just increase the portion sizes of what you're already eating. This makes sticking to your diet or your calorie deficit or your long-term fat loss goals so much easier because you think, okay, I'm gonna eat 1,600 calories and I'm only doing this for 6 weeks, and then I get to have a diet break and I'll get to eat more for 2 weeks. And then I'm going back into a deficit versus being like, I'm gonna eat 1,200 calories until I hit my weight loss goal, and then I don't know what to do after that, and I don't know how to maintain my results. So when you look at it strategically, remember food is fuel, and what you're putting into your body is going to help reset your hormones, reset your metabolism, keep you feeling good, and kind of boost that motivation again before you go back into a deficit. Implementing a reverse diet is very similar, but this is usually when you've completed your fat loss journey and you feel good, and now maybe you want to work on building more muscle to get leaner before you go back into a fat loss phase, maybe what you could call a lean bulk or a bulking phase, or you actually love how you look and you're like, everything is great, now I just want to stay here. That's when you're going to reverse diet out of your calorie deficit. And in this situation, like I say, there's many different ways to do it, but I recommend gradually increasing your calories a little bit every week until you reach your maintenance calories. So we will use that example of 1,600 calories. Week 1, you're gonna increase from 16 to 1,700 calories. Week 2, you're gonna go from 17 to 1,800 calories. Week 3, 18 to 1,900 calories. Week 4, 19 to 2,000 calories. And that is what we calculated as your maintenance calories, just for example's sakes. Of course, everybody's calorie counts are going to be different. I'm just trying to provide an example of how to implement. So let's take a look at the implementation differences between diet breaks and reverse diets. So the purpose of a diet break is to reset your metabolism and your motivation during a fat loss phase. And the purpose of a reverse diet is to rebuild your metabolism and maintain results long term. The duration, diet break 1 to 2 weeks, reverse diet about 4 to 8 weeks, to get to that maintenance level where hopefully you will stay for a very long time and maintain the fat loss results you achieve. Your calorie change, diet breaks, you're gonna immediately jump to your maintenance or 10 to 20% more calories than you were eating. Reverse diet, you're gonna gradually increase 100 to 150 calories each week. Protein intake is always going to stay high. Your training focus during your diet break, you are just going to keep doing your fat loss focused training program that you were doing in your deficit. And then in your reverse diet, you might wanna shift to performance or to muscle building, depending on what your goals are. And the mental goal, which is also very important to think about in a diet break, is to recharge and then resume back into your deficit. And during a reverse diet is to transition your mindset from dieting and always trying to lose, to just maintaining where you're at. So with that being said, you can kind of use reverse diets and diet breaks as complementary tools to each other in a long-term fat loss or body recomposition journey. So remember, fat loss isn't always about eating less, especially if your goal is a body recomposition, meaning you want to drop body fat, increase lean muscle to appear leaner and stronger. You want to see cuts in your body. You want to see that number go down on the scale, but you also want to change the shape of your body. Eating less is not always the answer, but you can strategically eat less without doing too much damage to your body, to your mental, to your relationship with food, all of these things that kind of makes this a healthy, balanced lifestyle. Knowing when to push, knowing when to pause, listening to your body, recording your results are all steps in not only educating yourself, but learning how to listen to your body and really how to push to reach your fat loss goals. So there you go, guys. As always, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions about diet breaks, reverse diets, or where you're at on your journey and which one you should do, let me know in the video comments below. I'm always happy to help. If you need help implementing either of these strategies or need help with your strength training workouts, you can learn more about working with me one-on-one in my online fitness and nutrition coaching program, where you work with me directly to reach your fitness and fat loss goals. I'll also leave links below to any free downloads that I have that I think might help you on your journey, as well as any videos that are already on my channel that you should watch next related to this one that I think might also help you on your journey. As always, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it so I know you're still enjoying the content, and I will see you in the next one.